Nothing.
Since everything's gonna fail.
Live from a BlackRock sponsored zero emissions confetti cannon. It's an all new, terrific Tuesday edition of Business Pants featuring analyst hole Matt Moscardi. On today's shareholder shenanigans spectacle called October 28th, 2025, the Who Do You Blame game.
Woo! Can I
Maybe-
say, yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
this is my favorite way to get information out.
This
But
might
it's
be our only
also-
legitimate show. Maybe this is like our only real show.
It's also super time intense.
Tiring. Our
Yeah.
show today is being sponsored by FreeFloatAnalytics.com,
Yep.
the only platform measuring board power connection to performance for free.
Yeah, they do that.
Man, it's a lot easier if you care at all about anything related with publicly traded companies, boards. It is just so much easier just to go to that database and find things. As opposed to maybe going to I don't even know, Yahoo Finance. Maybe it's correct, or opening the proxy statement, and that
Well,
might be
look.
outdated. It's hard to find stuff.
So there's an entire like industrial complex that's built around proxy voting that's been in the works for like a decade, trying to get retail investors to vote their proxies. And they're all built around these ideas of like, if you believe in environmental social justice, if you are an environmentalist, if you believe in whatever, they're all these it could be conservative causes, anti-abortion or whatever your position is. They have all these policies that you can subscribe to at places like Iconic and As You Sow and all these places. You subscribe to a policy and then they'll execute the voting for you. Only they can't do it for directors. They do it for shareholder proposals. They basically vote against companies that do badly on things, and they don't really vote against directors. Free Float Analytics is the director database. That's like
Yeah.
90% of what you do when you, I think 77%. It's exactly 77, 78% of what you do. And they have the data for it. So go use it.
Not only
That's
that,
all I'm
but
saying.
look, the policies are cute. The governance regulations are cute. The proposals are cute. But I mean, it's the directors, it's the board, it's the
Yeah.
NEOs. These are the people that are shaping the policies that are affecting our universe.
Yeah, vote them out if you
Let's
don't
stop
like the policy.
pretending otherwise.
Are we going to go back and forth here? Let's go back and forth.
Hey,
You want
I
idea?
guess you just determined it.
Yeah, all right.
All right, I'm going to start though, because I have an easy one to wet your whistle. We have gloomy Who Do You Blame game music? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean,
Halloween themed or just...
I do have Halloween theme music if you want
Well, we
that.
can save that for Friday. Okay, I got an easy one, just so in case people have never heard the show, the Who Do You Blame game, this is how it works. We pick a headline, and then we find someone to blame for that headline. Amazon to announce largest layoffs in company history in AI push. I've seen anywhere between 14,000 and 30,000. And mind you, these are people, right?
Not ants.
No, these are actual people. I mean, so who do you blame? Again, I'll keep this one easy and quick because some of the other ones are not easy and quick. Former CEO Jeff Bezos.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We know
He's
he
the
just
founder.
He just said he's the least retired person, and he's the
I'll get
former
to that.
CEO, and he said
Yeah.
he's the least retired.
I'll get to that.
person.
Former
Yeah.
CEO Jeff Bezos, the founder.
Founder.
AI.
Yeah,
I mean, it's an AI push, and
Okay.
So right.
Yeah,
How about
okay, maybe.
COVID? They claim
Oh.
that this wave of layoffs results from over hiring during the pandemic. Right. So somebody made a boo boo.
Oh, and oopsie.
I mean, these are
okay.
people, by the way. These are like real people. I mean,
Yeah.
overhiring is such a soulless term for.
It'd be better if you just said like the name, like give it a person's name, like Claudine.
And
You're
these are
firing
growing-
Claudine because of former CEO founder Jeff Bezos.
And these are
AI,
vast.
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, and these are vast empires that still grow, still maintain huge profits. You don't have to layoff. Anyway,
I want you to just look at Claudine and say, we overhired you during COVID. Sorry.
And finally, how about executive chair and largest shareholder Jeff Bezos?
Oh, Jeff Bezos twice.
Yeah, because he's still
Oh.
around. Actually, I mean, he's still an executive. He runs the agenda of the board. He's still the company's largest shareholder. Although he's selling a lot of shares recently because he just bought like $120 million mansion in Florida, one of many properties that he owns.
So Claudine, Uncle Hefe needed to buy a house. He hired you during COVID when, it was a hiring spree. So you're an extra anyway. And now we've got a computer that will do everything that you do, except do it, it doesn't have to feed a family. So I'm going to go with executive chair and largest shareholder, Jeff Bezos. That's
Okay, not the
clearly,
founder. Not the, yeah, the founder. The founder was up to something different. He was creating a
founder does
company
other
with his
things.
former wife,
Mackenzie Bezos.
Mackenzie.
Sure.
And they were doing some. They were trying to like destroy local stores and bookstores, which was nice.
Yeah, they
and
wanted
quaint.
to crush. Yeah, your
wanted to
your local
crush.
hardware store.
Everything. But now, I just saw that 14,000 Amazon employees. It's about roughly a couple $1 billion.
To
pay
in
them?
cost.
So, Jeff, you're right. Jeff could just write them a check. Anyway, that's the first one. The blame Amazon layoffs. We're going to blame executive chair Jeff Bezos. What do you have? Give me
All
one.
right, I'm going to give you the same kind of question because
Oh,
here's
the same
headline.
one exactly? That would be
Almost.
something.
No, almost. Target
I'm going
is
to say Jeff
eliminating
Bezos. Oh, Target.
1,800 roles.
There are a lot of layoffs going on.
I know,
a
it's
lot
big.
of layoffs. Yeah.
As new CEO Michael Fidelki gets
Keep
set to
forgetting-
take over the struggling retailer. So
I keep
who
forgetting-
do you blame?
Keep forgetting they have a new CEO. Now, you said set to take over. He still hasn't taken over yet.
He actually doesn't take over until February 1st.
Is that what does that coincide with? Fiscal year or what is that? What is February 1st?
Isn't that the date
Annual
of,
meeting?
Yeah. Isn't
what?
that
What is it?
Groundhog Day?
That's
when-
pre Groundhog Day Eve. That's it.
Groundhog
That's it.
Day Eve. That's when we're
Yeah.
celebrating
The new
the fact
Target
that
CEO.
it's the
Yeah.
same thing every like the movie. All right, here are your options. Current CEO, who is quote unquote air quote stepping down to the role of executive chair, which is
So he's stepping over.
she's still the executive.
He's
still a
shuffling.
CEO. Effectively.
He's moving over.
He's just the CEO on the board. But current CEO Brian Cornell is able to fire 1,800 people and then just fade away. There's no. He just
Yeah,
gets
right.
so he can make all these choices. He could be like, I'm going to forget 1,800. I'm going to fire 18,000. Who cares? I can fire however. Who's going to stop me?
In
Like,
fact, if I was the future CEO, I would ask Brian to do it so that they wouldn't blame me. I'd be like, "Can you just do this?"
yeah. I'd be
Right?
asking Brian Cornell to do everything bad.
'Cause I
Like,
don't-
can
I don't
you
wanna
just
start-
say the N word 6 times into a microphone?
that's
and
not
then go
happening.
be the executive chair.
I don't know if that's necessary.
I'm just saying he could.
Yeah, or he could get rid of the DEI policies, which in effect is sort of the same.
they
thing.
did
I
that
mean,
already. They
Yeah,
did
it's
that
a
already.
version of that. It's a version of saying the N word 6 times in the mic.
So do you have Brian Cornell, current CEO?
Okay.
Do you have future CEO Michael Fidelki, who starts on, like I said, February 1st, but he's currently the COO.
Yeah, that's
So-
the problem. He's not actually.
So
new
it's
blood.
not exactly like
It's old
he's,
blood.
he's a new
It's
guy.
just
He's been there
Target.
for over 20 years at Target.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
he's in charge. He actually sent the memo to the employees telling
Oh,
them
why?
that 8% of the workforce will be cut.
Oh, that's
this
horrible.
is the first
So-
of many cuts.
So they're already going to hate him and be afraid of him when he takes over. This is not going to. We know this is not going to work. I mean, this is just not going to work. I'm sorry.
But like he's not the CEO right now, right?
All
Like
right,
he's got
okay.
plausible deniability.
All right.
I'm just sending the memo, right? Like I'm the
Right.
guy who sends
That's
the
it.
memo.
Who else?
Do you blame chair of the Compensation and Human Capital Management Committee of the board,
Ooh.
Monica Lozano? Monica
That's a
Lozano,
name I know. Yeah.
You know her because she's on the Bank of America board and the
And-
Apple board.
Yeah, Apple. That's the one.
Apple is where you know her from, and she is by far the most connected board member on this highly connected.
I mean, maybe
board.
in
She
the world.
the whole
Yeah.
board knows each other, right? Like,
Yeah.
So doesn't the chair of the Human Capital Committee have to weigh in on a
That'd
like
be
a
cool.
mass layoff? Like,
That'd be cool.
That has to happen, right? Doesn't that have
Yeah.
to happen? Because this is about talent and human
I mean,
capital.
if the board revolted against this decision, in one of the meetings, yeah, then they might have staved this
That's
off.
what
Yeah.
one would think, right? The
Yeah.
board can revolt. Or do you blame this on OpenAI?
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
I blame them
here-
for a lot. Yeah.
but
Why
there's two
OpenAI?
reasons.
Why?
You
Oh,
might blame it on.
because they partnered with Walmart.
No, they did. They did not.
They
They
did
did
just
partner
do
with
that.
Walmart. They
Yeah.
did do that. But the memo actually makes zero mention of the fact that part of Target's problems is they basically shit on gays and black people, right? Like that's
Yeah.
basically what they spent the last year doing.
They caved into the anti woke brigade.
And they did it because of a feckless internet toad named Robbie Starbuck, right? Like they
Yeah,
did
and
it because like
and a
one
racist
guy
president.
with a ponytail
Yeah.
was angry at them.
Yes, you say that, but really, it's the bravado of our anti-black president Donald Trump.
Sure,
But yeah,
sure,
go ahead.
sure.
Go ahead.
So here's the kicker. The memo itself actually feels very written by AI because like it would account for phrases. Here's a phrase from the memo. Adjusting our structure is one part of the work ahead of us. It will also require new behaviors and sharper priorities that strengthen our retail leadership in style and design and enable faster execution so we can lead with merchandising authority, elevate the guest experience with every interaction, and accelerate technology to enable our team and delight our guests. Does that sound like the biggest word? Does anybody know what that means?
It is an interesting question. Is there like for teachers, like do they have software that helps them figure out if it's written by AI? Because I put that while you were talking, I put it into OpenAI, ChatGPT, and it said, yes, this could plausibly have been written by AI, but of course they don't know, right? I mean,
No, they wouldn't know.
but plausibly, yes, you're right.
But, I
you're
mean,
right.
Literally nothing in that is a thing, right? Like
Yeah.
lead with merchandising authority. What does that mean? What is
I don't know,
that?
like hit you over the head with some underwear. I don't know.
Elevate the guest experience with every interaction.
Yeah, I don't need them following me around. like,
Yeah, are they
interacting with me.
are they chasing me through a Target? Accelerate technology to enable our team and delight our guests. Is anybody
don't know.
delighted by accelerated technology?
Not at
one's like,
Target. Not at Target.
No, you're there for underwear and like toilet paper.
That's a stretch, though. I don't know if I'm going to blame OpenAI for this one. Monica Lozano's future. I'm tempted to say the current CEO Brian Cornell, but you know what? I'm gonna throw you a curveball and say I'm gonna blame the guy who wrote the memo, and that's the future CEO Michael Fidelki. It's our
I
first
like
time we're
that.
going to blame him
That's a fabulous answer.
because he should have been at a minimum. He should have been like Brian. No.
Yeah, Bri, come on.
You are the CEO of this company. You're going to send out this memo.
You
right?
own the memo.
It's either the head of human resources or it's you.
And
It's
you know
not-
what
it's
I
not
read?
me.
You know the funny part is I read like an analyst take, like one of the sell side analysts at like UBS or something, who said this is great because it shows that Michael Fidelki is already making tough decisions.
Oh, stop.
And moving forward.
Look, you analysts, you just thinking of stuff to say. Like that's really all you're doing because you don't
It's
know
the
you don't know
dumbest
if it's
take
great
I've
or
ever
not
heard.
great. Like
It was-
there's no statistical evidence on that theory. Like it's
it
dumb.
was a dumb take. It was
Yeah.
a dumb take.
All right, my turn. Now we get a little more difficult. F5, the cybersecurity company, expects revenue hit from a cyber attack. Yes, that's right. F5, a $20 billion cybersecurity company, which is having huge gross profit margins recently. Maybe that's part of the problem. Experienced a cyber attack involving unauthorized access to certain company systems by a sophisticated nation-state threat actor. That's
What?
I mean, that just sounds ridiculous. But I mean, a cybersecurity company got hit by a cyber attack. I mean, isn't this like a drop the mic kind of moment for? But anyway, who do you blame? How about I started with the risk committee. The risk committee, that's their purview is to oversee cybersecurity. Now I like this because the chair, Marianne Budnick, she's deemed to have cybersecurity experience because she serves as a chief marketing officer in the cybersecurity industry. Does that
There
count?
you go.
Or how about this weird risk committee member, Peter Klein? He was CFO at Microsoft for less than 4 years, and then he was the CFO for WME for 6 months, and then since then he's been just a professional director since 2014. So anyway, that's the risk committee. Okay, how about this? Risk committee member Michael Montoya specifically. So on the day that the F5 disclosed the cyber attack, this is like a week ago, no, a few days ago, they also announced mysteriously that risk committee member Michael Montoya, who's supposedly had cybersecurity experience, left the company. He resigned, despite having been there for only 4 years, in the same filing. Right? Isn't that mysterious?
Yeah, that is a little.
But they, of course, won't tell you why. It's only been 4 years. The same filing. The guy left.
That's
Okay.
a little sketchy.
How about the entire
Do you think it was
board?
that guy
Yeah.
who got like a phishing scam? It was like a Nigerian
Maybe.
prince phishing scam. And it was that
But tell
guy.
tell us if you're going to fire him.
Say it.
How about the entire board for just doing dumb modern day board things? 12 days after they announced the cyber attack, which again they expect a revenue hit from this. 12 days after, and the stock has been going down greatly. 12 days after they announced that the CEO Francois Locoh-Donou is also going to assume the additional role of board chair.
Is that
12 days after?
because of the cyber attack? Or that's
but
got to
why-
be predetermined,
why does
right?
that- But why would that make it better? Why would you want that? I don't.
Maybe he wasn't paying attention when he was just CEO, and now
But
he'll
wouldn't
pay
you
attention.
want more
But, like,
oversight? What are you doing?
Let's put some conspiracy pieces together. Michael Montoya leaves the board the same 8K as
Yeah.
the cyber attack, and then 12 days later, the CEO becomes the board chair.
So
Doesn't
he's mad
that
at somebody?
Isn't that effectively saying this is the board's fault and the CEO needs to be more involved?
I mean, yes, except that the chair who's retiring, Alan Higginson, has been with a company director for 30 years and 20 years as chair. I mean, so right, like he was already ancient and should have been gone.
Yeah. Well,
So I don't
there
know.
you
Okay.
go. He's too
How
old.
about just investors? 98% yes average for all directors. 7 directors over 99.2%, including the risk committee chair, who I mentioned. She had a 99.6% yes vote. I mean, nobody feels like they have to work hard at this company, right? I mean, you just get.
yeah, you're guaranteed 99% approval.
Or finally, do you blame F5, the whole company, because it's a goddamn cybersecurity company?
They,
I mean, can
well,
we blame the whole company?
They don't use their own products. That's like
What-
eating,
what's
you know,
happening
you're
here?
the CEO of McDonald's.
they-
You don't eat McDonald's.
This happened on August 9th, and they disclosed it a few days ago. You know, they were trying to do everything they could to not disclose this.
disclose this.
Yeah,
well,
but then the revenue hit. They're like, "Fuck, we got to
there's
say
going to
something."
be an inevitable lawsuit about
Ah,
this that they didn't
it's
disclose
a
it and the whole thing.
I mean, what are we doing, people?
I mean, people were jacking up the stock. I bet you if you look at the Form 4,
Oh,
there's a
interesting.
whole bunch of sales of stock by executives between the cyber attack and
Interesting.
now. We'll
who
find
do you
that out
blame?
later.
Who do you
Wow.
I
This
got some good
one's
choices
hard.
here for you. Yeah,
This one's hard.
this is a complicated puzzle.
Because it's obviously the risk committee's purview,
Yep.
but the entire board doing like dumb, crazy things, like they all have to sign off on like disclosing it late, the firings and like changes, and
There's
making
yeah,
the
hiding
CEO
stuff.
the chair, like after a cybersecurity attack.
After trying to
It's-
quietly like get rid of a director, I know it's shady, right?
That's no good. I don't think, but then there's a conspiracy theory with one guy on the risk committee who
Yeah, Michael
leaves like the
Montoya.
same day they disclose it. I don't think it's investors' fault. 99% is basically like what they do to everybody.
That's just the way it is, and the
and-
share price has been high, so they don't pay attention.
Yeah, I don't care about that. F5, the company itself. I don't think the company itself. Well, this one's hard. I'm going to go crazy here. I'm going to go full conspiracy theory and say it is risk committee member Michael Montoya who resigned in the same filing where they disclosed the attack. I think those two things can't not be linked, is what I'm going to say.
You know, I let me just check before I screw up this story. Um, Now I'm seeing a conflicting report here. Uh,
that he didn't
Miss-
resign.
he's been a valuable member of the board. Following his resignation from the board, Mr. Montoya continued his service with the company and has been appointed as their chief technology operations officer. So there's something
so
else
he
going on.
can't be to blame. He's
No, so-
replacing the guy who is to blame.
So that they're effectively blaming the chief technology.
CTO.
Yeah. So I think maybe I missed a part of the story here.
I'm sorry. The risk committee's job is to do that. Like
Right?
you can't put a guy
So
on
I
the risk committee
apologize.
as CTO, basically
yeah.
saying you didn't actually monitor the CTO very well and these kind of things. We're going to put you in charge? No. Now it's the risk committee. I'm going to go with the risk committee.
You know, this points out that first of all, you know, for our one listener, I know you think, oh God, these guys are a bunch of chuckleheads. They're just like a bunch of goofy dopes, but
Yeah,
there's
that's what I
like
think.
there's a lot involved with these quizzes. You know what makes me upset is, and again, like these are like the rabbit holes you go into, kind of like figure out who to blame. It's a lot less obvious than you think. Especially when you try to wade through some of these company filings where they're burying things and you know, and they're not really
it's like
they're not
layers
painting
of
a full
filings.
picture. But you know what upsets me is that we are as far as I can tell, we are literally the only. Are we a media company? Are we a news service? I don't even know what we are. We are the only people who spend any amount of time digging into these matters at every week. We do this for different companies. There's clearly something going on here. No one's going to talk about it. No one's going to deal with it. They're just going to report what the company says, and they're going to move on. It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame that people don't take this stuff
We're going to buy the
more
stock
seriously.
now while the stock is down, and then it'll pop back up, and that's
Because
how
to
it'll work.
to your point, and I messed up the game a little bit there because I missed something. But to your point, it's the risk committee that should be to blame, and to consolidate the power of the CEO at this moment is stupid.
is nuts.
Yeah, it's
nuts.
misguided. So if anything else goes wrong, I hope investors are listening and they sue them for something. I don't know. Not that
I
think you
expect
should sue
investors will
people.
be pissed, and next year it's going to be a
What a mess.
98% vote for
What a
everybody,
mess.
not
Yeah.
99.
All right, moving on.
All right, here you go. Here's a headline I saw. Hormel, you know, the food company, like they make food. Hormel recalls 4.9 million pounds of chicken,
Ew.
possibly contaminated with pieces of metal. The metal pieces were apparently 7 millimeters to like 12 millimeters in size. So, you know, not nothing. Like 12 millimeter piece of metal is like a stabby. Who do you blame? Who do we blame?
Yeah.
Do you blame the audit committee, who's the
Whoa.
closest committee responsible for enterprise risk, i.e. metal and chicken? There's no other committee. They don't have like a food safety committee or anything like that. The audit committee is Stephen Lacey, Bill Newlands, who's also the lead director, Deborah Schoenman, Sally Smith, who's the chair of the audit committee, and Stephen White, and Michael Zeckmeister.
So that's Bill,
It's a
Deb, Sally,
gigantic
Steve, and
committee.
Mike.
Yeah. Do you blame the governance committee?
Oh.
And here's why. James Snee
Yep.
is the now retired CEO. He retired in January, but the company still has not found a permanent replacement 9 months later. It's
Yeah.
being run by interim CEO Jeff Ettinger.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
So what on earth have you been doing for 9 months? Like,
Not to mention,
don't you
I mean,
need somebody? Would there be metal in my food if you had a CEO?
I mean, there's a lot of like food production in this country, especially with meat. They can't find one executive.
Like
They
a
can't-
person? There's
Yeah.
not
This is not like
person.
This is not like a new like crazy technology that no one can master. This is just like ham slices. It's like, what are we doing, people?
So this is Chair Gary Bojwani, Elsa Morano, Bill Newlands, also lead director. He's also on the
Oh,
audit.
he's
committee.
around. He's around.
Deborah
yeah.
Schoenman, also on the audit
Oh.
committee, and Steve White, also
Oh,
on the audit committee.
Wait, is that a different committee, or it sounds like the same
This is
committee?
totally
almost?
different. This is the governance committee.
Okay. Yeah.
Do we blame the one black guy on
Oh.
the board,
Yeah.
Steve White, who
Oh.
works at Comcast, somehow is qualified to be on the Hormel board while working at Comcast and is on both the audit and governance committee and is a black man, the only black man on the board.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone hates Comcast.
I mean, not only like everything here is stacked against him. He's clearly a DEI hire, wouldn't Robbie Starbuck say? He's on both committees. Or do we just blame the conveyor belt that's spit pieces of metal as large as 17 millimeters into fire braised chicken that they use at hotels and restaurants? Is it the conveyor belt's fault?
You raise a compelling point about Robbie Starbuck, said no one ever. How does Robbie determine which black person is a DEO hire and which black person is like there because they're a good human being? Like they're how does he determine where's the edge of his racist bullshit? Like, do we know? What is a DEI hire? Do you just have to be a woman or a black person? Is that it?
I thought that was it. I thought that was the only qualification.
Because they still haven't put out a list of like what qualifies you for to be on a board, because we've seen family members on board. Like Kimball Musk is the brother of the CEO. He's not qualified to do anything.
There's not a lot of data on the DEI-ness of the person.
So it's just hate. Just hate in your heart? Is that data? Hate in your heart?
That's it. That's the data point, yeah.
I'm going to just throw another curveball here and go right after, just in the spirit of Donald Trump and Robbie Starbuck and the Republican Party, I'm going to do what they do. I'm going to blame the black guy.
Yeah, it's Steve White. It's got to be
right.
Steve.
Plus, his name is Steve White. It's mocking me. His name is mocking me. I mean, how dare he be named White?
I don't know if you noticed, but like half of each committee is exactly the same. They're two different committees.
Nah, that doesn't matter. It's the black guy.
But he's the only black guy on the board. So
yeah, and according to Charlie Kirk, you'd be not only should you be afraid if he is piloting your plane, but you should be afraid if he's piloting your conveyor belt, your corn dog conveyor belt or whatever, right? Because that's what DEI. We've learned that's what DEI is.
I believe so.
It's if you're a black person.
I read that in ChatGPT somewhere. Yeah. All right. What do you got?
Oh, this game is exhausting, but kind of entertaining at the same time. I got another quick one for you because my last one was convoluted, and I still feel shame for missing a segment. Although, you
should feel horrible. Other people like literally lie in their podcasts and live streams all the time, and you got one fact wrong.
I'm Gen X, and I went to college, and I learned how to research and stuff. So to my credit, though, I will say that the filing itself, like, why are you leading with his director resignation and burying the fact that he's becoming CTO, like, at the end of the paragraph? Like, give me a break. I have a lot of work to do.
You're horrible. That's what this comes down to.
Here's an easy one, a quick one. How climate change is fueling Hurricane Melissa's ferocity. That's the headline. How climate change is fueling Hurricane Melissa's ferocity. I think it's already a Category 5. It's hitting Jamaica right now. The most powerful storm ever to hit the island of Jamaica, which is saying a lot because I feel like hurricanes hit Jamaica basically every year.
185-mile-an-hour winds.
That sounds horrible. Who do you blame? Who do you blame? I took some poetic license with this one. Do you blame Exxon CEO Darren Woods because last year he sued his own shareholders, Arjuna Capital, and Follow This?
Well, I'm not sure how the lawsuit against his shareholders
it just seems,
caused the hurricane.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, then do you blame Exxon CEO Darren Woods?
Oh.
Because just yesterday Exxon is suing California. Just yesterday. Exxon is suing, again, California, the state of California, over new laws requiring corporate climate disclosures.
Actually, that lawsuit's interesting because they're calling it infringes on ExxonMobil's First Amendment rights.
How about that for bullshit?
That's some bullshit right there.
How about just do you blame Exxon CEO Darren Woods just because Exxon, gas, oil, all the nonsense at Exxon? Or do you blame climate change?
No, it's
that's kind of a weird one. That one, you have 4 strange choices there. I don't know how
I'm going with Exxon CEO Darren Woods.
For which one?
Because of gas and oil. That's what I'm going with. So that one seems like the rightest one.
Yeah, except for the fact that, like, don't you, when you're suing everyone to prevent you from things related to climate change, doesn't it make you look guilty for something? Like, why are you suing everyone? You're suing your shareholders for putting up share proposals that are about climate change. You're suing California because they want to learn they want some data. That's what California wants. They want data.
if not for the gas and oil thing. That's really
That's
the thing
true.
at the heart of
All
it.
right.
All
What
right.
do you got? Go on.
Here's one. This is going to be boring.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a walk.
Servomed appoints.
Ugh, I'm already bored. Servomed. What the hell is
Servomed
that?
appoints McKinsey veteran David Quigley to board of directors.
I feel like every company has appointed a McKinsey veteran.
Who do you blame? The board is two VCs, two venture capitalists, a longtime biotech CFO,
Of course.
and 5 MD/PhDs. Like,
do they have any? Do they have any influence?
Sort of. Among those 8 are just 2 women. One of the women is the co-founder, but the wife of the other co-founder, who's the CEO.
Well, okay, that's weird.
And the other woman is of one of the VCs.
Uh-huh.
When they did their search for a new director, they could only find this guy, a professional opinion haver. That's what consultants are, right?
Yeah, he's a
So
loudmouth.
who do we blame?
Yeah.
The nominating committee for lack of imagination.
Okay.
You want to hear some data? I have
Yeah.
data on this.
Do I have a choice?
This is the rabbit hole I was in this morning.
Go
While
ahead.
you were reading filings, I was in a deep data set. Ex or current McKinsey, Bain, or BCG, the Boston
that?
Consulting
Boston
Group. Those are the big
Consulting, okay.
3, the
Yeah.
MBB.
I didn't know that. MBB.
Ex-
Okay.
Ex-MBB or current MBB directors.
Yeah.
The opinion industrial complex make up
Ooh.
4% of all U.S. directors.
Wow, and that's a big number, right? How many U.S. directors are there?
20,000 U.S.
Oh my
directors.
God,
that is
that
a
is
lot
sick.
of directors.
That's sick. Yeah.
That's a lot of directors.
Yeah.
Among boards with multiple
I smell groupthink.
opinion directors,
Yeah.
Kohl's has 25% McKinsey, Bain, or BCG directors.
Kohl's is struggling.
Starbucks, 27% opinion havers.
Starbucks is struggling.
Disney, 30% opinion havers.
Disney.
1 in 3 Disney board
Disney's
members.
had a rough few months.
Williams Sonoma,
Yeah.
38% opinion havers.
I don't know about Williams-Sonoma. I feel like they are struggling, but are they?
I'm pretty sure they
Do people
declared
still go
bankruptcy
there?
like
Is that
8
they still
times,
still
didn't they?
shop there? I don't actually even know about them. Yeah, go ahead.
And finally, CBRE, the real estate company, 40% consultants, 40% McKinsey, Bain, or Boston Consulting Group, BCG.
That's a holiday party I don't want to be at. I don't want to be at any holiday party that's half McKinsey consultants and half real estate people like that. I don't.
So
I don't need that. Yeah.
So one person to blame would be the nominating committee. They
All right,
clearly
who else?
did not have any better ideas. This is a total lack of
What else?
lack of imagination. Do you blame nominating committee chair Jane Hollingsworth
Ooh, I like this.
for not looking around the room and saying, "Hey, can we add one other lady here who's not married to the CEO? Can we add a different lady?" Because they could only find male director McKinsey veteran David Quigley. So Jane, you could have just raised your hand and said, "How about a lady? How about something else?"
So there's only
Anything
one
else.
woman there who's not married to the CEO.
Correct. It's a one-woman board, really.
So
when it comes to
we're still somehow it's 2025 and we're back to being okay with 1 or 2 women on the boards. That's a fine.
That's
thing.
fine. And we're diluting them by adding another dude to the board.
Yeah, not to mention that this is a company that this is in the medical field, right?
Yes, they make like this is for dementia and neurodegenerative
Care.
disorders.
Yeah, it's so my point being that this is a field maybe that is full of women.
I think
Dare I
some.
say? Dare I say?
I mean, I read somewhere that there was one.
Yeah, this isn't just like coal mining.
Do you blame co-founders Sylvie Gregoire and John Allam, who own 17.3% of the voting power together? That's the power couple.
Are they?
And
Did
if
they
you
really
throw
did?
in-
They really did they really did do this together? This is
Yeah,
really their
well,
okay.
that's what it says. They're co-founders. If you throw in Josh Boger, who's the board chair, he's got 12.3% of the voting power. You basically have CEO Daddy, his wife, and his buddy Josh with just under 30% of the voting power.
This sounds a
at
lot,
this
a
company.
little bit like Walgreens, and we know how that ended up at Walgreens. Didn't they just
So-
like get bought out or like bought by private equity or something?
Yeah, they after
They've been
after
struggling.
blaming Rosalind Brewer for all their problems.
What else? What else?
And finally, do we blame Sylvie and John's bios, which neglect in the bios to mention that they're married to one another?
Really?
Yeah, they mention it because they have to. They have family relationship disclosure. It's like a one line that says like they are married. So we are
I
disclosing
see
that,
that
under
certain
this.
family relationships. Yeah.
And then in the bios themselves, no mention of the fact. Like, so when you're voting on this, the bios are like the thing that are up. No mention of the fact that the two with different last names are married to each other. I actually went to the website. I thought they were totally different people. I was actually like, oh, that's amazing. Like a female co-founder of a, biotech company.
Mhm.
That doesn't happen a lot. That's really cool. And then I read the close fine print, combing through the proxy and found out that they were married to each other because it wasn't in their bios. So who do you blame here? Is it NOM committee's lack of imagination, Chair Jane Hollingsworth, the co-founder power couple, or their bios, who seem to be hiding the fact that they're a power couple?
What about online? Did you check online their bios?
I did, yeah.
Does it mention it online?
It does not mention it anywhere.
Interesting. I don't like that.
Right? I didn't either. It made me uncomfortable.
I'm gonna go right to it. I'm blaming the bios. Right?
That is something to blame. We're blaming that for adding McKinsey veteran David Quigley. That's what.
Yeah, because I think it's important to know as an investor that there's a power couple. Look, I'm gonna admit something. One of my favorite shows is Survivor. I've been watching it since my kids were children, and they're not children anymore, but I still watch it because I'm a loser and a nerd. And one of the things they always try to get rid of on Survivor, the show, is our power. They're called power couples because when you have two people, and the way Survivor works is you vote other people off of the game. So two people is too much power. So they always try to vote them off. So it should be the same in a board. You shouldn't have two directors who are combined and have that much power over the rest of the board is there to provide independent oversight.
You know what the amazing part about that is?
Hello, people.
That Palmer Luckey, who's the CEO of Anduril, which is like a private defense company funded by Teal, named after Lord of the Rings.
I don't like
actually
what you're saying. I don't like what you're saying.
He actually said to Barry Weiss, now of CBS News,
I don't like anything you're saying.
in an interview, that he would, if he were on Survivor, none of his investors, nobody could stop him because he's his own power couple.
Great.
So there's like Survivor is now a theme. Like it's like a joke theme, I guess. All right.
Well, that's my answer.
What do you got? What do you got for a new one?
Where are we?
I got one more after you're done.
I got two more. I know you're not going to want to hear this, but I'm going to go right at it. OpenAI says U.S. needs more power to stay ahead of China in AI. I hate OpenAI so much.
I hate everyone who says stay ahead of China. I hate.
Electrons are the new oil. That's the tagline from this headline. So we're congratulations, we're in another Cold War. Who do you blame? Do you blame the fear and spending geniuses behind the original Cold War, Truman, Stalin, Churchill? I mean, they're the ones who came up with this stupid concept where you make everyone afraid of things that may or may not be real, it may or may not happen, and it allows you to get to spend at will and make tons of money at will, and you look skeptical. Okay. Do you blame the people who historically ignored Eisenhower and his statements on the U.S. military-industrial complex when he explicitly warned that defense contractors in the military could exert undue influence on government policy? Does this sound familiar? I know it's not. It's a little bit different now, but We're kind of getting there, aren't we? Are we not? The tech bros, they're
The
building
Tech Bro Industrial
ballrooms.
Complex.
They're building ballrooms. They're funding Trump. They're they're
They are
getting whatever they
building
want. They're getting whatever
military
they want.
drones themselves. They are building crypto markets that are
They're
unregulated.
They're weighing
building
in on everything. They're telling
unregulated AI and intelligence.
They're weighing in on decisions whether or not the president should send troops to our cities. This is how important they are now. So I don't know. Maybe we should have.
I like
maybe
that
we should
one.
have listened to Eisenhower in the first place. Do you blame them? Do you blame anyone who empowered the board, the OpenAI board, to not be empowered when they originally tried to fire Sam Altman for such reasons as conflicts over OpenAI's rapid growth and direction, especially the tension between aggressive AI deployment versus safety oversight,
Oh, we're way past that.
Or-
Safety's
or-
gone.
or
Nobody
the
cares.
power dynamics with Altman where he had too much unilateral control, right? That's why they tried to originally fire. So it's anyone who didn't empower the board to be empowered to do their own job. Do you blame
So you're talking
them?
about everybody who came on the media and said
Everyone in the
this
world
board did
but,
the wrong
but us.
thing. Yeah,
Everybody
literally, we were
but
the
us.
only ones who said this is a horrible. They literally
Yes.
did their job to the letter.
And a month later, people caught on being like,
Everybody
oh, fuck.
flipped.
Oh,
Everybody
shit.
flipped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
we're-
and
'cause
now
we're-
and now they're saying that OpenAI is basically like holding up the bubble of the U.S. economy, like itself, like the company and all the AI spending
And it
around
just
it.
turned to be a for-profit. Yeah, which we'll get to.
Do you blame the college that allowed Sam Altman to drop out? Maybe they should have been like, no, you have a lot to learn here, my son, including
I think
things
anybody
like
who goes to the college,
ethics, humanities. Yeah.
anyone who goes to a college to say, I am going to drop out to start a company, the college should say, we will give you a
Nope.
free ride for the rest of your
No.
tenure at this
Just
college.
say you're not going anywhere. Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.
Just say you
just-
agreed. You agreed to come here. We're going to sue you if you leave. You cannot go anywhere. Yeah.
That's what Musk did to the advertisers. Why wouldn't it work?
because we have some. Here's a Toni Morrison novel. Like, why don't you learn about the human condition first before you go and destroy humanity?
We're going to
like,
sue you to read this, Tony.
I mean, come on. I mean, Jesus Christ, people. I mean, really. Like, all right. Or do you just blame Sammy Altman himself? Do you blame Sammy Altman?
I'm definitely gonna go with people who historically ignored Eisenhower.
Wow, you're going
That-
right to that weird one.
I'm not even gonna. That's the one.
That's the nerdiest
one.
choice you could have picked. All right, I like that.
It's very nerdy, but it's very
Yeah.
it's very correct,
hate-
isn't it?
I hate this new fake Cold War with China. Oh, Zuck did it. Altman does it. They all, whenever they want something, they always like, oh, China is gonna be coming to get us soon. They're gonna come.
The Tech Bro Industrial Complex might be your greatest idea ever.
Oh no, I don't. It's not my idea.
All right,
All right,
you ready
give me
for
one
my
more,
last
and then
one?
I'll give. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here's my last one. This is a speed round. Okay.
Ooh, I like a speed round because I'm really
Um,
getting hungry for lunch.
We are all terrified of the future. I mean, like
Speak for yourself.
uniformly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. We're basically terrified. Okay.
That's a good point.
Which
yeah.
headline is
That's
worse
the
for your
fear, right?
terror? Who do you
Or-
blame
Yeah.
for increasing your terror?
Mm,
Here's a list of headlines. I'm just gonna rip through them. You ready?
I'm ready.
The world is about 4.5 trillion short of securing a sustainable food supply for the future, Global Food and Ag Business CEO says.
I almost covered that story. I crossed out the last second. Yeah, go ahead.
Bill Gates says climate change will not lead to humanity's demise.
Yeah.
I
What does
assume
he
he's-
know?
I assume
Why?
ostensibly, he's saying the billionaires who have bunkers will, in fact, survive climate change. Right?
What is he?
So
But
they're
why
gonna
are
be
we?
eating metal-filled Hormel chili in a bunker somewhere?
What gives him the right to opine on that so vociferously? I mean, this is the dude who stole some like software ideas from Apple and then became a monopoly, and then that's why he's telling us what will
Those
and
are
won't
the
happen.
qualifications required now. We don't ask scientists anymore. We
I mean,
ask Bill Gates.
I like a lot about Bill Gates, to be honest. I mean, there's plenty I agree with him on, but he should not be declaring things like this.
No,
What
but
does
isn't
know?
he?
What
Isn't
does
he
he
the
know?
Churchill of the Tech Bro Industrial
Yeah.
Complex?
I mean,
Right?
actually,
He's
yes.
the old card. He's
yeah,
the original.
no, you're right.
How about this one? Sorry, Yoda. Mentors are going out of style.
That's a headline?
That's it. Not only is that a headline,
Yeah.
it's talking about the fact that nobody wants a mentor anymore. They just want like,
Oh, really?
can I get
They just
fast
want to get
track?
rich. They want
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Yeah.
That one's horrifying. This one I love. Man alarmed to discover his smart vacuum was broadcasting a secret map of his house.
I'm troubled by that one. Why does the man think that anyone cares about the map of his house?
Why is the smart vacuum broadcasting a secret
I don't
map of his
know.
house? You know, you can go online and just look at
I
the
love-
house.
I love the modern day fear and paranoia of my fellow Americans. They have all these stupid smart devices that protect their home. They hang them like, the Ring. I see them all the time. Like, and then they tell you they send out a picture of someone who stole their Amazon package and they want their like sponges back. But it's like people, people can still punch through the glass and just open your door. Like, you think that's going to be protected by all this bullshit?
I like the part I like better about it is like you're so worried about like someone breaking in that you literally are empowering a company to watch everything that happens at your house all the time and record that data and use it for
relax.
AI.
Just relax. Yeah. What else?
How about this? Jennifer Garner's baby food company is going public on the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah. We're seeing a
Should
lot of
investors be
celebrities,
putting their eggs in this basket? That's the headline.
Well, I would say no, because it's a woman. A woman founded a company. We don't see that very often, so maybe that's too risky.
It's probably risky.
But can I say that the amount of celebrities and athletes now who are now like they're VCs, they're starting companies. It's nauseating. Yeah.
Travis Kelce's going to be on the board of Six Flags.
I was flipping through the channels and saw Michael Strahan on Shark Tank, the linebacker for the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an investor now.
Sure.
Woman repeatedly warned by Canadian exchange not to transfer crypto gets scammed anyway.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. What? So they tried to help her, but she just ignored.
Who had a crypto wallet. She bought a whole bunch of Ethereum. Someone was telling her like, "Oh, just transfer it into this wallet. We'll make you 1% a day."
And they told her not to.
The actual exchange was like, "You shouldn't do this." They gave her 4 warnings of repeated escalation. This is a bad idea. You're probably getting scammed. Don't do this. Why? So she threatened to sue the exchange.
Yeah.
And she lost her life savings.
This is the price of the MAGA movement.
And then she sued the exchange.
Well, this
for transferring it.
This is one of the grave dangers of the MAGA movement is that people don't trust authority anymore. They don't trust
anybody.
Yeah.
Like, OpenAI completes restructure, solidifying Microsoft as major shareholder. So Microsoft now owns 27% of OpenAI. And the nonprofit, which was 100% of the company that runs the board, now controls 26%. So humanity got 26%. Microsoft got 27%.
Wait, but okay, interesting. So are there is the voting power one share, one vote? Does Microsoft control?
It's a private company, so
Right, we don't
the
really
rest
know
of the
what's going
company is
on.
owned by other investors like SoftBank and all the employees. They own a lot. So so those are your options. Which one which one's increasing your terror more? Who do you blame for increasing your terror?
I mean, really, like the correct answer, although I do have, I'll give you one answer to make it easier. The correct answer would be to say I'm going to squint and say they're all all of them. Can I just do that?
Okay.
Okay, fine. I'm going to select all of them. I was going to pick the first one that we're not going to have a sustainable food supply for the future. Like, that doesn't sound good.
I would have chosen the mentors are going out of style.
I asked
we hate other people so much and don't want to listen to anything, any lived experience of another human being so much that literally no one's asking for mentorship, right? Like,
well, we don't need it. We could just Google it, or no, ChatGPT or whatever.
It's just psychotic to me. Like, we hate other humans so much. Just get in your bubble. Put on your VR goggles.
I had ChatGPT do the math for me about that sustainable food supply one. The world's top 28 richest people actually have the wealth equal to 4.5 trillion and could solve this potential food supply for future
of course
problem.
They
Yeah.
could. For the
That's
future.
it. 28 people.
For all the future.
Yeah.
It wasn't, they didn't say like for this year. They said for the future is in the headline.
I mean, sometimes I don't want to go to like a concert with like 400 people because I feel like it's too many people. This is 28 people.
Yeah, we had 28 people at our house for an open mic
Yeah.
night last month. That's
That's nuts. 28 people. All right, so one more from me, and we get out of this crazy, horrible Who Do You Blame game for October 28th, 2025. Here's another boring one. City's Jane Fraser consolidates power with board chair vote. I should have ended on a funner, happier one. And a $25 million bonus. Who do you blame? Do you blame the entire Compensation, Performance Management, and Culture Committee? Not only for its horrible name, but just, because they...
I mean, how many commas
Yeah.
should be in there that aren't right now?
They're the ones who
Compensation, performance management,
are
culture.
giving her this money. Do you blame two of the long tenured members of this committee, Diana Taylor, and Peter Henry? Diana Taylor has 10 other directorships, including Brookfield Corporations. Peter Henry has 8 other directorships,
Wait, are
including
those
Nike,
active?
Nike and Analog Devices. They're not all public companies, but they're listed in the proxy statement. 10 other directorships at various things like
Hold
School
on.
of Public Health, Brookfield.
Back up,
yeah,
because
yeah.
Brian Hemphill at Wiley just got voted out, ostensibly for having too many directorships, and he had less than 10. He was just a black man with a bow tie who's the head of Dominion College.
I don't know what to tell you.
Diana Taylor is on 10 other things
10.
at Citi, and she hasn't gotten voted out yet. Like
Peter Henry has 8, including Nike and Analog Devices. I mean, those are busy. Those are big, busy.
I mean, the
companies.
National Bureau of Economic Research is pretty busy.
Yeah.
Economic Club of New York is pretty busy. These are busy places.
Absolutely. How about, do you blame the lowest common denominator that is all bank compensation committees? They're all doing this together and dragging everyone down. Wells Fargo CEO Charlie Scharf, he just got a $30 million special equity grant, and he also consolidated power, becoming chair and CEO. This was a few months ago. The Goldman Sachs CEO and COO both got $80 million, and at KeyCorp they gave out $20 million to executives. So do you blame just, everyone's doing it, so we're just going to do it for Jane? Or finally, do you blame the passive ownership, RE management-friendly ownership of BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard? So they combine to own 22% of voting power at Goldman Sachs. And here's my theory: that if they had voted on the right way, they'd shot down this $160 million special award to the CEO and COO of Goldman Sachs at the beginning of the year. They actually might have stopped this wave of consolidating power and special grants for banking CEOs, because it would have been a warning shot, right? To say, no, we're not getting involved with this. It could have been so simple, but I'm sick of this, calling these people passive owners. They're not passive owners.
Yeah,
They're management.
there we go.
They're management-friendly owners. That's what they are. So there it is. Who do you blame for this?
I prefer
Citibank?
cowardly owners.
Cowardly,
There's a cowardly owners.
Who do you blame?
You're right. This is a boring end.
Yeah, because I crossed out. I screwed up twice today. I feel utter shame.
I'm going to go with the cowardly owners as the correct answer. The
Okay.
cowardly owners are to blame for everything, literally everything.
Everything in the world.
That's all we got. It's Hazelnut Rollins.
That's
I'm
all.
Aaron
That's
Ellison.
all. I was like
Matt
almost
Pastrana.
an hour
of blame, and we
Yeah.
crossed
Breaking
each
down-
crossed one out.
We looked at the banking industry. We looked at OpenAI. We looked at climate change,
Crossed out a lot.
cybersecurity,
We'll be back later this
retail.
week
We looked at so
for
much.
a Friday show. I don't think we have a proxy countdown this week.
It's too slow. It's too quiet.
We gotta wait for things to pick up, but we are gonna do a crossover show with Shareholder Primacy and Proxy Countdown. Mike Levin, Ann Lipton, Damian Rollis, and me, your analyst hole,
Are
all
they gonna
together.
mute my mic? They're gonna let me talk?
All together. I think we should all
That
be
sounds-
quiet and let Ann talk.
That
Just
sounds
let
like too
Ann
much.
talk.
Yeah.
Shit, I gotta learn something. That's all we got. Till next time. Good.